What's up YouTube, QuantumMind62 here. I'm back after my studio time, and now because of that I wanted to make it up to you guys by presenting to you my Photon Galaxy deck profile. This is a deck that I, as many of you guys know, constantly use, constantly update, constantly trying to make extremely competitive, and it's also the deck that I work on the most, as you guys can see, as I've stated before. And I wanted to present to you guys the deck profile itself. Like, I know I talked about it a little bit more. I talked about the archetype itself, and I felt that now was the perfect time to do it. And the fact that I've been absent from making videos for a little while, I thought that this is the perfect way to, make it up to you guys. So let's get started. Like most builds, we're running 3 Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragons. This is not the boss monster, as I said in my Photon Rant video, because boss monsters nowadays, they belong in the extra deck, not the main deck, unless you can easily bring them out in attack mode, no less. But with that being said, I like having this guy at 3. I did have it at 2. I'm just gonna keep it at 3 because it's easier that way. That way you get to use up more resources, trade-in targets, Galaxy Expedition targets, that anything of the sort. I wanted to keep it at 2, but we're gonna be keeping it at 3 for a while. Next, we're running 2 Galaxy Knights. If you have Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon in the graveyard, you guys know the effect already. So yeah, give up 1,000 of his attack points, revive Galaxy Eyes in defense, go for a rank 8. This usually happens when you got a Photon or a Galaxy monster already out on the field. And it's kind of hard to, pull off his effect, especially when you don't have the dragon already dead. So I'd rather just keep it in my hand until I can pull off that kind of play. But when push comes to shove, your back's up against the wall, feel free to use the effect. Feel free to bring him out, because you're not going to be getting no way out anytime soon, Next, we're running 3 Galaxy Wizards. This is the level manipulator of the deck. Instantly become a level 8. And he's also the main searcher. You can just tribute him to the graveyard, search for a Galaxy card. If it was for a Photon card as well, then that would be perfect, but it's just for Galaxy cards instead. You're usually just gonna search for Galaxy spells instead. You don't really want to search for Galaxy monsters because, as you can see, the Galaxy monsters are level 8s, and you really don't want these guys in your hand. Otherwise, it's just aggravating. Dead draws, unless you have a tradein in your hand, in which case, then yeah, that way. But yeah, I'll admit I sometimes do search for Galaxy Eyes. That's if I have a way out. But nonetheless, I'd rather search for Expedition, and you'll see the reason why. And I want to point this out to you guys right now. If you guys are, if any Photon Galaxy players are, facing against an opponent and they have skill drain on the field, I'm pretty sure some of you guys know about this. If not, then I'll just point it out right now. Although I'm pretty sure that a lot of you guys know this ruling. This is a graveyard ruling, in which case it only works in the graveyard. So if his effect is, being negated on the field, then just tribute him. You can just pull off his search effect. The same thing does not work with cards that say this monster cannot activate its effects, because there's a difference. Okay, so now we're running the one that starts off the plays, which is 3 Photon Thrashers. Easy level 4 to summon, 2100 attack. This is the one that starts off the plays mostly. If you already have this guy in the field, then here comes Knight and here comes the Dragon. And it's relatively easy to use his effect, given the fact that, with him on the field, that's what makes Galaxy Knight live. And I can see the reason why people want to run Knight at 3. But the reason why I'm running Thrasher at 3 is because, again, this is the one that starts off the plays. This is the one that I think it kind of bait out Bottomless from what I'm told. And, well, it's the one that starts off the plays, and it's the 21 attack beater. What more can you say about it? Also, he combos well with the 2 Photon Crushers that I have. This is his partner in crime. His best friend. And with these 2, you can just go for a rank 4. This is the Photon engine. You can just go for a rank 4, or you never tribute these guys for Galaxy Eyes. I already said it before in my rant video. We can bring out Galaxy Eyes like nothing in this deck. So yeah, with that being said, you can just go for a rank 4 with this card. If you really want to go for Galaxy Eyes, then just go for, Galaxion and use his effect from right there. Also, I prefer to use Crusher over Satellite anytime, because Satellite, I think he's kind of run his course on me. I've outgrown it. and because Crusher can actually survive on its own, which is more than I can say about, about Satellite. But nonetheless, I'd be a hypocrite if I said I didn't run Satellite at all, which I did. And again, it's ran its course. Because we're running a lot of light monsters here that can easily be special summoned to the field, we're going to be running one Guardian of Order. I did have this guy at 2. Dead draw. Dead draws. And besides, sometimes you're not going to be running him. You're not going to be special summoning him, but I'd rather keep it at 1 just in case. Just on the opponent, running the only one Thunder King Ryo. And with the light-based deck, we're running 1 Honest. And just a tech in for tech purposes, because of Galaxy Wizard. Sometimes I really want to go for that last minute rank 4. You're going to be running in Debris Dragon. It's either this, I usually run this guy, it's either him or Mass Chameleon. They kind of have the similar effects because Debris Dragon can bring out, actually it can revive Galaxy Wizard, and Mass Chameleon can bring out either Photon Thrasher or Photon Crusher. Like, I'm constantly switching between these two, so there's really no official one for me yet. Okay, now going on to the spells. Running 2 Axolites. I can see the reason why people hate this card sometimes, but they have no other choice but to run it. This is like one of those cards where you either run it or you don't. It makes no difference because Wizard is the main searcher here. You want to go for that as quick as possible in order to play off your rank 8 plays. I could see why, but with the 3 wizards that you already have, what's gonna search for it? That's why I'd rather keep Axolite at 2. That way you can summon them out and you can search for it. That way, especially when you have Expedition in the field, that's especially Expedition in your hand. I'm sorry. That's the perfect way to play off the combos. Given the fact that this deck is really combo oriented. Speaking of which, we're running 3 Galaxy Expeditions. I did have this thing at 2. I wanted to keep it at 3 because we're running 3 Galaxy Eyes, and as the video progresses, you'll see the reason why I'm running this thing at 3, and the reason why I'm still running Galaxy Eyes at 3 as well. So this is the one that kind of plays off either off a Wizard or Axolite, because Axolite does bring out Wizards. So this is just another Wizard. Let's just go with that. I might just double Wizard's level and play off Expedition, because Expedition only works when you have a level 5 or higher, or in this case level 8 Photon or Galaxy monster already on the field, and you can just special summon another one from the deck. I usually just go for a Wizard, then Expedition for Galaxy Eyes, because it's relatively easy, like I said before. You can just go off shenanigans right there. The Monster Reborn of the deck, 2 Galaxy Zeros. Given the fact that it's a Monster Reborn, people do run this thing at 3, but given the fact that we're not really running that many Photon Galaxy monsters here, especially when it's so diverse, I'd rather keep this thing at 2. But for some reason, sometimes I keep drawing into these 2 at the same time, like they're always together, like they're stacking up. Like, I know that they're not stuck together. I mean, I always check the sleeves anyway, so yeah. This is the card that revives Photon Galaxy monsters, whichever one of the 2. The effects are negated. The effects cannot be activated. There's a difference, see? And it stays as a wall, so I guess in a way it's kind of better than Monster Reborn. It's like a watered down Monster Reborn, if you will, but regardless, it revives from the graveyard. And if you revive Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, then your opponent's gonna have a hard time going through it. 2 Photon Sanctuaries. I'm running it at 2. I wanted to keep it at 3, but the fact that I'm running more, especially in the extra deck, I'm running more than just light monsters. I'd rather not activate this, because if I do, then there's gonna be some monsters, whether it's dark or light, that I won't be able to to summon because of the restriction that Sanctuary has. And I'd rather keep it at 2, because if it's at 3, then that's just more combos that I won't be able to pull off as much. I mean, with the 2 tokens that you have, you can just tribute them for Galaxy Eyes if you really need to, or just play off of them for Galaxy Knight plays. And that's only if you have Galaxy Eyes in the graveyard. It doesn't really have to be in the graveyard, but I'd rather go with that kind of play instead. Since this deck is very vulnerable to spells and traps, we're running 2 Forbidden Lances. This combos very well with Tachyon Dragon, especially after you use his effect. Like, yeah, you'll be giving up 800 of his attack points, but 22 is still a pretty big deal, even if you have Honest in your hand ready to go. More Spell and Trap Hate, which is 2 MSTs. I'm thinking about bumping this thing up to 3, but I don't think that's going to be done until way later. At least if we ever get the Galaxy support over here, in which case then yeah, we're going to need to run this thing at 3. Because Konami is too fucking lazy, or whatever their excuse is why they shouldn't print, you know, Photon Trade, instead they give us Photon Chargeman that literally does nothing for the deck, we're stuck with running 2 trade-ins. This is the card that you want to use if Galaxy has it in the hand, or if you really have no way out in doing anything and you have Wizard in the field. This is what I usually do. Like, I just summon Wizard Tribute for Galaxy Eyes, then I activate trade-in, because if I'm gonna, I usually search with Expedition, really, but if I have trade-in, I have to make use of it. Otherwise, it's not gonna, you know, pull anything off. Also, because the deck lacks draw power, and I am not running Upstart, or, you know, I'm not running any Hobans, okay? Let's go with that. Basic staple spells, aside from those, was Dark Hole, Rhoda, to search for Thrasher and Crusher. And because this deck has no recycle, since Pot of Avarice is gone, I'm running Pot of Dichotomy. As you guys know, that Photon Galaxy has a variety of monsters, mainly warriors, but it's got dragons, and especially this deck, the build that I've got, has a variety of dragons, warriors, and spellcasters, and that's not counting the extra deck, so sometimes it does count it, but I'm counting the main deck for this. And yeah, it's pretty slow, slower than Pot of Avarice. The Pot of Avarice was a way out for any monster, but this right here is very diverse, and that's what this format was pretty much all about. It's all about diversity. So, yeah, I highly recommend you guys tech in Pot of Dichotomy, and like, I've done it, I'm not looking back. I don't regret it one bit. If not, then at least just try it out, see how it goes for you. The trap lineup is, well, basic trap lineup. You know, is Bottomless, Warning, Compulse, Call the Haunted, and 2 Fiendish Chains. Let's get these out of the way. And now for the extra deck. This is the reason why I'm balancing out Photon Sanctuary at 2. Is because we're running number 15, Grand Puppet Giant Killer. Yeah, I said it, Killer. Sue me. It's a dark monster, and that's the reason why. And you can use this effect up to twice per turn. So you can just use up his entire all of his overlay units and just pull off his effect. Black Ship, again, same thing. I usually bring him out with Debris Dragon. Sometimes, you know, just comboing off Debris Dragon. But lately I haven't been using him as much, so I might take him out, but I'm not sure yet. I want to keep him in there just in case. To pull off more night plays to Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragons, I remember when I tried hunting this card down when it first came out. Oh my god. Good times, good times. Photon Papilloperative. Oh, I'm sorry, Butterfly Assassin. Again, same thing with Debris Dragon. Just combo it off and just bring him out sometimes. Like, I don't normally bring her out as much, but it's still good to keep it in there. The big boss himself, Neo Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. It's just, he's just a once in a while thing. Like, if I really, I mean really need to go for it and I have a way out to protect him. Starly Zord Galaxion and 2 Paladynamos. Okay, let's get these out of the way. Get the rest of the extra deck organized. Sometimes you don't have Forbidden Lance, but what I really like to do is to troll the opponent is with the Fiendish Chains. If I have a way of, you know, for monster negation or monster protection, we got the Spell and Trap immunity for Photons, which is Concealer Omega, and it's relatively easy to bring out. You need 2 level 4 lights. Comboing off with Debris Dragon, again, that's my last minute way out. Yeah, Evil Swarm Exciton Knight. If not Exciton Knight, then I'll just go for Maystroke. But sometimes I'll just open up with Maystroke because, you know, the deck does have a lot of dead draws. There's really no point in, you know, going all out without getting your combo pieces together. 2 Felgrands, because it's a necessity in this deck. You know, Spell and Trap immunity as well as effect negation, because sometimes these monsters have horrible effects. Like, you know, like Thrasher and Crusher, they have horrible effects, and that's where Tachyon comes in sometimes. But, you know, Felgrand kind of helps it out a little bit. And 1 Heretic Sun Dragon, Overlord of Heliopolis. Yeah, try saying that 5 times fast. So, yeah, that's my Photon Galaxy deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. If you guys have any suggestions on how to make the deck a little bit more, consistent, at least until Primal Origins comes out, because it's getting a little harder to play off this deck sometimes, but nonetheless, I love it. It's the deck that I work on the most. So if you guys have any suggestions on how to make it any better, like any tech cards as well, the same way I told you guys about Pot of Dichotomy, I would really love to hear about it in the comment section below. And so, yeah, thanks for watching. Go ahead, give this video a like, comment, subscribe. Also, don't forget to add me on Facebook. I already got a new Facebook page up and ready to go. I'll leave the link down below. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. This is Quantum Knight 62, and it's lights out.